what do you feel like is some advice for people if they kind of get started and then they get off track, kind of overcoming obstacles or like getting back on track?
Well, one of the big things I talked about earlier was don't roam alone. Make yourself accountable to other people. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big one. Also, if you fall off track, I would say this, don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. That's a big problem. Perfectionism, this an all or none attitude. I hear this from people when they come in all the time. It's the worst thing I want to hear. I'm either all in or I'm all out. Well, shoot. I mean, this is a long run you're going on here. You're going to stumble a few times and get tired. So what I would say is if you have a program that you're running and you're trying to be perfect with it, it's not going to happen for you. There are going to be setbacks, and that's normal. You got a long time here. It's probably going to be many decades, ideally.
Right.
So, don't beat yourself up. My favorite is, if you're going to beat yourself up, put down the bat and pick up a feather, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is that sometimes life gets very busy, and just because you can't do all the fitness things and diet-related things that you might have become accustomed to, just because you can't do them all doesn't mean you can't do a pared back version of that. There's a real
Mm-hmm.
thing called maintenance,
Yeah.
right? We're not always cutting and we're not always bulking,
Mm-hmm.
just can you toe the line and just try and stay where you are for a while until high periods of stress and work and whatever is holding you back passes,
Maintenance or hanging on for dear life, as I like to
or
call
hanging on for dear life.
it.
And if you backslide a little bit, just gently course correct. I think the big thing is this: course correcting sooner than later before things get
Mm-hmm.
really out of hand is very useful. This is why we talked about, I have our clients do daily weighing in.
Yeah.
And when it comes to managing weight, for better or worse, the best thing we have right now is actually just daily weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Because if you are off track, you'll see that trend start early. And within a couple weeks, you'll say, oh gosh, yeah, I really am trending up here. And it'll just make you more aware of it. So you don't have to wait until you're up several pant sizes. Or, if you're like me at the gym all the time, I'm just wearing things that stretch. So I could gain 15 pounds and not know it based on my pants. Then I put on a pair of jeans and it's like, oh, baby, we've let things get off course. So daily weighing in is a good one. But making yourself accountable to other people is very helpful. And paring back when it's too much instead of just quitting,
Yeah.
right? And if you do have a major setback and you really do have to take time off, that's not you being a failure or a bad person. Just gently pick yourself up. Maybe you can't start back where you were before, but remember when you started, you were at a certain level. Just start back at that level and slowly start building up. Again, we're not all trying to go out for the Olympics here. We're just trying to win at the game of enjoying our lives and feeling healthy. And that can be accomplished without an Olympic level effort.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
such good advice, I feel. And it's something that I have to tell myself all the time is, things didn't go perfect this week, but I'm still in a better place than I was at this time last year. And I just have to cut myself some slack sometimes.
Yeah.
But
And also when we say, I just do your best, always do your best.
mhm.
Everyone's got to know this in their hearts. Your best varies on the day.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe your best today wasn't making it to the gym. It was just getting in some walking. Or your best today was, man, you know what? I didn't want to have two slices of pizza and a beer, but I was just out with my friends and I did. And I feel really guilty about that. For one, that sounds delicious. Enjoy. But
Mhm.
for another, just then don't go home and have an entire pizza and make it worse. Just
Yeah.
you can just let it be what it is and wake up the next day and say, oh, okay, well that wasn't what I was planning. Let's try and do a little better today. That's
Yeah.
it. Because when you beat yourself up, then you really fall off the wagon. I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Do it, but easy does it.
Yeah, I can fall off the wagon from being happy about my progress or
Yeah.
the opposite. Like, I'm doing bad, so I might as well get, even worse. And it's a struggle for me. Like I said, I think a lot of our relationship in the past year has been a lot of focused on my mental focus around everything, and it's been very helpful to me, and I
But
appreciate that for sure.
what I will say is that even when you've fallen off, because you've been self-monitoring, those periods have been very brief.
Right.
You haven't ballooned back up to several hundred pounds. You've ballooned up 10 pounds.
Right. Yeah.
And then even in that time, you were generally still active and lifting weights when you could,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like any kind of giant misstep. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's just, oh, okay, I've been off the beam for a little while here, or maybe it's been a tough month or a tough couple months, but by monitoring yourself, things never really got super out of hand.
Right, which wasn't the case for me in years past. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about this year going into it and having that more focused, even though things haven't been perfect, but we're leaning towards more better than not better. So that's good.
Yeah, but again, thinking about perfect, you've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got in-laws, you've got a business.
Multiple businesses.
You've got a highly successful, internationally known podcast.
That's
Talks
right.
about barbecue.
There's so many people listening right now. It's
The
unreal.
pressure is on,
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah.
you're doing very well.